There comes a time when the winds shift, the air feels different, and the world hums a tune only your heart can hear. It is the sound of change, the rhythm of transformation. Oh, but change does not arrive as a trumpet blast or a grand announcement. No, it tiptoes in like the first light of dawn, soft, persistent, and certain. And when you listen closely, when you open yourself to its presence, you will know life is about to take a turn for the better. You may have felt it already. The growing restlessness in your soul, the unease in familiar places, the sense that what once fit you now feels tight, too small for the person you are becoming. Do not be afraid. These are not signs of loss, but of expansion. Like the mighty oak that cracks open its own seed, growth requires breaking. The night must surrender before the morning can rise. And just as the river bends but never breaks, so too must you lean into the shift, trust the unseen, and walk boldly into the light waiting ahead. For change is not a thing to be feared, no. It is a promise, a gift, a whispered invitation from the universe itself. Rise, beloved, rise and see what wonders await you. Change arrives like the rising sun, gradual, inevitable, and full of promise. When you pause and truly listen to the quiet murmur of dawn, you begin to understand that change is not a sudden explosion or a fleeting moment. It is a gentle unfolding, a natural progression that invites you to awaken to new possibilities. Imagine standing on the threshold of a long, dark night, feeling the cool, lingering embrace of uncertainty, when suddenly, in the distance, the horizon starts to glow with a tender, yet resolute light. That light, dear friend, is change, unhurried and patient, yet unstoppable in its approach. It does not announce itself with fanfare or call attention to its arrival with a clamor. Rather, it seeps in quietly, like the soft rays of dawn that illuminate even the darkest corners of your soul. There's an intimate beauty in its subtlety, a silent assurance that with every passing moment, the world is being reborn. As you stand there, feeling the cool night retreat, you become aware of the intricate dance of light and shadow. The sun does not force its way into the sky. It slowly ascends as if inviting the stars to step back and let a new chapter begin. In that gentle progression lies a profound lesson. Change, like the sunrise, is both natural and necessary. It teaches us that even when the night seems endless, there is always a promise of a new day, a promise that our lives too can be renewed. It is in those moments when the darkness begins to dissipate that you feel the stirring of hope, the quiet whisper of possibility that maybe, just maybe, the life you have always imagined is on its way. And so you stand, transfixed by the beauty of transformation as the first tender hues of light weave through the fabric of the sky. There is an inherent wisdom in this gradual arrival. Much like the sun rising to greet the day, change does not rush or force its way into our lives. It unfolds in its own time with deliberate precision and care. It is a reminder that some of the most beautiful transformations occur not in the clamor of haste, but in the steady, persistent march of time. In our own lives, we often find ourselves impatient, yearning for quick fixes or instant results, forgetting that true transformation requires a gentle evolution, a process that builds upon itself layer by layer, day by day. The soft light of the rising sun beckons us to be patient, to trust that every small step, every subtle shift is part of a larger, magnificent tapestry that is slowly coming into focus. The inevitability of change is a testament to the unstoppable rhythm of life. No matter how much we may resist or try to hold on to what once was, time moves forward, unyielding and unrelenting. Like the dawn that breaks every morning without fail, change is woven into the very essence of our existence. It is the natural order of things, a universal truth that even the most daunting obstacles can be overcome by the quiet persistence of time. In this understanding, there is a liberating comfort. To accept that change is inevitable is to free oneself from the chains of regret and fear. It is to embrace the understanding that every ending is, in fact, a prelude to a new beginning. As the sun climbs higher, casting its golden light upon the world, you may begin to notice that every ray of light carries with it the promise of warmth and renewal. There is a softness in its glow that speaks of healing, of the potential for growth even after the harshest of nights. It is in this radiant light that you find the courage to face your own inner shadows, to confront the fears that have held you back, and to step boldly into the light of a new day. The gradual arrival of change is a powerful metaphor for personal transformation, a reminder that with time and persistence, even the most deeply rooted wounds can begin to mend. It calls upon you to be gentle with yourself, to understand every small moment of progress is a victory worth celebrating. In the soft, embracing light of the dawn, you might also discover that change is an invitation to be fully present, to savor each moment as it comes, and to trust that the universe has its own way of guiding you towards what is meant to be. There is a certain magic in the way the rising sun transforms the mundane into the extraordinary. The ordinary becomes a canvas on which the extraordinary paints its masterpiece, each new light stroke an act of renewal. And just as the sun's ascent is inevitable, so too is the unfolding of your own story. Each day brings with it a fresh page, a blank slate upon which you can write the narrative of your life, filled with hope, determination, and an unyielding belief in the possibility of a better tomorrow. This gentle, persistent change reminds you to remain open, to allow your heart to be touched by the soft murmur of new beginnings. The beauty of the sunrise lies not just in its light, but in its ability to awaken you to the promise of life itself. It is a call to rise from the slumber of doubt and fear, to open your eyes to the wonders that await you when you choose to step forward into the light. And as you do, you come to realize that the journey of transformation is as important as the destination. Every moment, every experience, whether it brings joy or sorrow, is a brushstroke on the grand canvas of your existence, each one contributing to the masterpiece of your life. In the quiet moments of reflection, as you watch the sun ascend and the shadows recede, you may find yourself filled with a deep, abiding gratitude for the inevitability of change. For in every day that breaks, there is a quiet promise of renewal, a gentle assurance that no matter how dark the night, the light will always return. This truth, simple yet profound, is the heartbeat of life itself. It calls upon you to embrace every change, every twist and turn with an open heart and an unwavering spirit. And as you do, you become a part of that eternal cycle of renewal, a living testament to the beauty of transformation. The rising sun teaches you that change is not something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. It is a reminder that every moment holds the potential for greatness, that every day is a new opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the person you were always meant to be. In the gentle glow of dawn, you find a reflection of your own inner strength, a quiet resilience that has carried you through countless storms and will continue to guide you, no matter what the... And so, as you stand at the brink of each new day, allow yourself to be bathed in the warm light of possibility, to be inspired by the promise that light, in all its infinite wonder, is ever-changing and ever-beautiful. There are moments when the world seems to be consumed by a tempest, a relentless storm that shakes the very ground beneath your feet. In those hours, it can feel as though every hardship, every heartache, every challenge is conspiring to drown you in darkness. Yet it is often in these very storms that the seeds of transformation are sown. When the winds howl and the rain falls in torrents, it is not merely a display of nature's fury, but a metaphor for the deep inner battles we face, a prelude to the breakthrough that lies ahead. The struggle, with all its biting cold and torrential downpour, is a vital part of the process that clears the path for a new, brighter beginning. As you find yourself in the midst of the storm, it is natural to feel overwhelmed by the sheer force of life's challenges. There is a raw, unfiltered power in these moments, a power that, while it may seem destructive, is also purifying. The storm forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you might otherwise choose to ignore. It strips away the superficial layers, leaving you bare and exposed, yet also preparing you to rebuild with a strength you never knew you possessed. In that chaos, there's an opportunity to rediscover what truly matters, to question old beliefs, and to step into a new realm of possibility. When you reflect upon the struggles that have marked your journey, you begin to see that these turbulent times are not random acts of cruelty, but rather necessary upheavals that shake you out of complacency. It is in the very act of grappling with pain that you learn the true nature of your resilience. The storm is a reminder that transformation rarely comes without its share of hardship. Each challenge is like a force of nature in itself, a reminder that life in all its complexity demands both surrender and defiance. You may feel as if the tempest is intent on breaking you, but in reality, it is molding you, teaching you to bend without breaking and to rise even when the darkness seems impenetrable. It is during these moments of intense struggle that you begin to unearth the inner reservoirs of strength that have always resided within you. When the wind rips through the trees and the rain pounds against your window, it is as if the universe is echoing the turbulent cadence of your own heart. And in that echo, you hear a deeper truth that every trial, every moment of despair is a stepping stone towards a breakthrough that will redefine your path. The struggle becomes not a punishment, but a preparation, a necessary prelude to the moment when clarity and purpose will shine through like a ray of sunlight piercing through a cloudy sky. In the throes of the storm, you might find yourself questioning everything. Doubts may creep in like unwelcome shadows, urging you to retreat into yourself and hide from the relentless barrage of challenges. Yet, it is in these moments of introspection that you must remind yourself that the storm is not an enemy, but a companion on your journey toward growth. The very friction of struggle is what forges the metal of your character. With every setback, with every tear shed in the quiet darkness of night, you are slowly being transformed. It is as though the storm itself is a skilled artisan chiseling away at the rough edges of your being to reveal a version of you that is more resilient, more compassionate, and more aware of the boundless potential that lies within. There is a peculiar beauty in the chaos of struggle, a beauty that can only be appreciated once the storm has passed. When you look back on those tempestuous times, you may see that they were not moments of futile suffering, but rather pivotal junctures where the very essence of your being was being redefined. It is as if every drop of rain, every gust of wind was washing away the old and worn-out layers of who you once were. In that process, the storm becomes a catalyst for renewal, a necessary disruption that makes room for growth and new beginning. The struggle, though arduous and often painful, is the precursor to the breakthrough that will ultimately lead you to a life more aligned with your deepest truths. Even as the tempest rages, there is an underlying current of hope that flows through the chaos. It is the quiet assurance that no matter how fierce the storm, it will eventually subside, leaving behind a landscape transformed by its passage. In the midst of the struggle, you may catch fleeting glimpses of this promise. A sudden lull in the wind, a break in the clouds, a moment of stillness that speaks to the possibility of calm after the storm. These moments, however brief, are reminders that the struggle is not endless. It is a necessary prelude to a breakthrough that will illuminate your path and fill your heart with a renewed sense of purpose. In the solitude that follows a storm, when you finally have the space to breathe and reflect, you begin to piece together the lessons that the struggle has imparted. Each challenge you face becomes a chapter in the larger narrative of your life, a story not defined by moments of despair, but by the courage to rise above them. The storm, with all its ferocity, has a way of stripping away the unnecessary, leaving behind only what is essential and true. And as you survey the aftermath, You may find that you are not the same person who once trembled in fear at the sight of dark, swirling clouds. Instead, you emerge with a deeper understanding of your own strength, an awareness of the transformative power of struggle, and a belief that every storm, no matter how relentless, holds within it the promise of a brighter, more vibrant tomorrow. In the end, the storm before the breakthrough is a profound testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is a reminder that the journey towards transformation is rarely smooth, but it is always purposeful. The challenges you face are the anvil upon which your future is forged, the very crucible in which your potential is refined. And while the storm may leave you feeling battered and worn in its wake, it also carries the seeds of your ultimate renewal. The struggle, with all its intensity and unpredictability, is the sacred precursor to the breakthrough that will redefine your life, reminding you that no matter how dark the night, the promise of dawn is never far behind. There's a gentle stirring in the air, a soft murmur that speaks of new beginnings, like a quiet whisper that only the heart can truly hear. In the stillness of the early morning or the hushed moments before sleep, there comes a time when you sense that something is on the cusp of change, a delicate promise that life is ready to offer a fresh start. It is as if the universe, in its infinite wisdom, sends you this tender signal, a reminder that every ending, no matter how painful, makes space for a new chapter to be written. This whisper of renewal is subtle and unassuming, not demanding attention with boisterous declarations, but gently inviting you to lean in and listen with all your heart. In the silence that envelops you, the soft cadence of your own thoughts begins to merge with that elusive call for rebirth. You may find that in the quiet moments when the clamor of daily life subsides, there is a voice, so soft, so reassuring, that speaks directly to your soul. It tells you that no matter how heavy your burdens have been, there's always an opportunity to rise again, to let go of the past and to embrace what is yet to come. This whisper is not loud or forceful. It is as natural as the first bird song at dawn, signaling the arrival of a new day filled with potential. It is a call to awaken from any slumber of despair and to welcome the promise of a future illuminated by hope and endless possibility. As you sit with this gentle message, you begin to realize that every new beginning starts with a quiet decision. A moment when you choose to open your heart to the promise of tomorrow. The whisper of new beginnings is a reminder that life is not static, but is ever-evolving, filled with cycles of renewal that mirror the rising and setting of the sun. Each day brings with it the potential for transformation, a chance to shed the layers of yesterday and step into the brilliance of today. In this way, the soft murmur of a new beginning is like a secret, shared only with those who are willing to listen, a secret that holds the key to unlocking the deepest reservoirs of hope within you. In the midst of challenges, when the world around you seems draped in shadows, this gentle whisper can become a lifeline, a beacon of light that guides you through the darkest of times. It reassures you that even when the path ahead is uncertain, there is a quiet strength within you that is ready to emerge. The whisper of new beginnings does not come with the thunder of promises fulfilled, but rather with the delicate assurance that every moment is an opportunity to start over. It is a call to trust in the slow, steady process of change, to understand that life unfolds at its own pace, and that every pause, every breath is a step towards a horizon filled with hope. There is something profoundly human in the way this whisper reaches out to you, in the way it speaks to the inner core of your being. It is a reminder that change is not a sudden leap into the unknown, but a gradual awakening, a series of small, almost imperceptible shifts that accumulate over time until you realize that you have transformed. This whisper tells you that you are not defined by your past, that the mistakes and the heartaches you have endured do not have the final say in your destiny. Instead, it encourages you to see every day as a blank canvas, a fresh opportunity to create something beautiful, to write a new story that is imbued with the lessons of the past and the limitless potential of the future. When you allow yourself to truly hear this quiet call, you begin to understand that every moment of stillness carries with it a promise of renewal. It is in the spaces between the chaos and the noise of everyday life that you can find the clarity to see the path ahead. You come to realize that there is an undeniable beauty in starting over, in the process of shedding what no longer serves you and embracing the wonder of what might be. The whisper of new beginnings gently nudges you to take that first step, even if it is small, toward a future that is not yet written but is filled with hope and possibility. In those moments when you find yourself alone with your thoughts, the soft voice of renewal speaks not in words but in a profound feeling, a sense of lightness, a stirring of the spirit that tells you that the past is behind you and that a new day is dawning. It is as if the gentle breeze carries with it a hint of the future, a promise that even the most barren winter will give way to the bloom of spring. This sensation is both humbling and exhilarating, for it reminds you that you have the power to redefine your life, to step boldly into the unknown with a heart full of courage and eyes set on the horizon. The quiet whisper of new beginnings is also a call for patience, a reminder that true transformation takes time and that every small effort, every tiny victory is a building block in the foundation of your renewed self. It teaches you that there is no need to rush, that the most profound changes often happen in the slow unfolding of moments that might seem insignificant at first. Like the soft glow of the early morning light, which gradually grows into the brilliance of day, your own journey toward renewal is a process that is as gentle as it is inevitable. It invites you to savor each step, to honor the process of growth, and to trust that, with time, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. In the quiet reflection of your own inner landscape, the whisper of new beginnings becomes a companion, a quiet, steadfast presence that assures you that you are on the right path. It is a constant, comforting murmur that you can return to again and again, especially in times of doubt. It reminds you that every breath you take is a testament to the enduring possibility of change, that every heartbeat carries the promise of renewal. This gentle murmur, ever present and reassuring, encourages you to let go of the fear of the unknown and to embrace the infinite potential that lies ahead. There is an undeniable truth in this soft call to start anew. Life is not defined by the chapters that have already been written, but by the blank pages that lie ahead, waiting to be filled with the vibrant colors of hope, passion, and unyielding determination. The quiet whisper of new beginnings tells you that you have the strength to rewrite your story, to redefine who you are, and to step into a future that is brimming with promise. And so, in the quiet moments of reflection, as you listen to the soft call of your heart, you begin to understand that this whisper is not just a fleeting sound. It is the steady pulse of life itself, a gentle reminder that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, there is always a new dawn waiting just around the corner. There comes a moment in every life when it feels as if you are standing in a vast open field with nothing but the gentle whisper of the wind to guide you. It is in these moments that the realization sinks in. If you are to move forward, you must first learn to let go of the old. The shedding of what once defined you is not an act of weakness or a sign of defeat, but rather a courageous acknowledgement that growth demands change. When you stand at the edge of a new horizon, the familiar patterns, relationships, and habits that once seemed like the foundation of your existence begin to feel like heavy garments that no longer serve the person you are becoming. And so, in the quiet spaces of your heart, you start to understand that letting go is not about forgetting the past, but about releasing the weight that holds you back from embracing the beauty of what lies ahead. In the process of shedding the old, there is a raw honesty that emerges, a willingness to confront the parts of yourself that have long been wrapped in layers of nostalgia and regret. Every memory, Every old habit, every lingering attachment is a reminder of a time when you were defined by a particular version of your identity. But as you mature, you come to see that these remnants of the past, though cherished, can sometimes cloud the vision of who you can become. It is a gradual process, like the slow peeling away of an overgrown bark from an ancient tree, revealing the smooth, resilient trunk underneath. Each fragment that you let go of paves the way for new growth, allowing you to rediscover the lightness of being unburdened and free to evolve. There is a certain elegance in the act of letting go. It is as if you are clearing the debris that has accumulated along the pathways of your soul, making space for new ideas, experiences, and relationships to flourish. Often, the attachments we hold on to are wrapped in layers of sentimentality, binding us to moments that no longer serve our journey. It is in those moments when you choose to release these attachments that you find the courage to step into the unknown. The process might be painful at times, a quiet grief for what has been left behind, but it is also filled with the gentle promise that every ending is but a prelude to a fresh beginning. In the shedding of the old, there is an inherent understanding that to make room for the new, one must first honor the past and then let it drift away like leaves carried off by the wind. As you navigate this delicate transition, you may notice that letting go is not a single event, but a series of small, deliberate choices made over time. There are days when the urge to cling to what is familiar feels overwhelming, when the comfort of old routines tugs at you like a familiar melody. Yet, it is in those very moments that the seeds of transformation are sown. Each decision to step away from what no longer nourishes your spirit, each act of releasing a burden that has weighed you down, is a small victory that builds upon the next. It is a process of continuous self-renewal, where every exhale of old pain makes room for the inhalation of new hope. In this way, letting go becomes not an act of loss, but a celebration of growth, a testament to your inner strength and your commitment to a future that is unencumbered by the past. Imagine yourself standing before a mirror that reflects not only your physical form, but the entirety of your experiences, both joyous and sorrowful. In that reflection, you see the echoes of every chapter that has shaped you, each one a thread in the intricate tapestry of your life. To continue wearing all these threads is to carry an ever-growing weight that can obscure the brilliance of your true self. And so, the act of shedding the old becomes a quiet revolution, a decision to cast off those threads that no longer define you, to step out of old expectations, and to embrace a form of self that is unbound and free. It is in this transformation that you begin to see the limitless potential that lies within, a potential that can only be unlocked when you let go of the constraints of yesterday. The journey of letting go is deeply personal, yet it is also universal. Every human being, regardless of their path or purpose, reaches a point where the remnants of the past must be released to allow for the blossoming of a new self. This is not an easy road, for it requires a deep vulnerability, a willingness to expose the tender parts of your soul that have long been hidden behind masks of familiarity and comfort. Yet, it is precisely this vulnerability that is the seed of authenticity, the starting point of genuine growth. In embracing the necessity of shedding the old, you honor the wisdom that comes from acknowledging that change is the only constant, and that growth requires both the courage to let go and the humility to start anew. There is a profound beauty in witnessing the metamorphosis that takes place when you choose to release what no longer serves you. Like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, the transformation is not immediate, but it is marked by moments of quiet triumph and deep personal revelation. Each step forward, each small act of courage in letting go contributes to a larger picture, a portrait of a life that is continually evolving, ever resilient and undeniably vibrant. The process is not linear. There are setbacks and moments of doubt, times when you may feel the pull of the old, tempting you to return to a place of familiar. But each time you resist, each time you choose growth over stagnation, you affirm your commitment to the journey ahead, knowing that the freedom found in letting go is worth every ounce of effort. In this gentle, unfolding process, you come to realize that the old, with all its weight in history, has its own role to play in your life. It is a teacher, a silent guide that has provided lessons in resilience, love, and self-discovery. Yet to carry these lessons with you, you must also learn to release the baggage that they sometimes bring along. It is not a matter of forgetting or dismissing the past, but rather of integrating its wisdom into a new, lighter version of yourself. By letting go, you honor the journey you have traveled and simultaneously make space for the endless possibilities that the future holds. The act of shedding the old is a quiet affirmation that you are ready to be transformed, ready to embrace a new identity that is forged not by the chains of what once was, but by the freedom of what is yet to come. In the silent moments when you reflect on the path you have walked, you begin to see that each farewell, each act of letting go is a step toward a more authentic and vibrant self. It is a process that, while sometimes laced with melancholy, is ultimately a celebration of renewal. The layers that fall away reveal the essence of who you are, a spirit that is unburdened, hopeful, and ready to soar into uncharted skies. The shedding of the old is not an abrupt severance, but a gentle, deliberate release that allows your true self to emerge with clarity and grace. And as you continue along this journey, you learn to appreciate the delicate balance between holding on and letting go, recognizing that it is through this balance that you achieve the freedom to grow and evolve without restraint. There is a power that pulses quietly in our hearts, an enduring force that shapes our destiny, a power born of faith and resilience, of belief and the steady perseverance that guides us through the darkest nights and the brightest morning. In the quiet moments before the dawn, when the world is still shrouded in the remnants of night, you may find yourself whispering silent prayers to the universe, trusting that there is a purpose even in the pain and uncertainty that life sometimes brings. This deep-seated faith is not about a blind acceptance of fate, but rather a profound understanding that every setback, every challenge is a stepping stone towards something greater, something that will eventually reveal itself with the tender inevitability of a well-told story. The journey of life is not always smooth. It is a tapestry woven with moments of joy and sorrow, triumphs and failures, and yet it is the resilience within us, the unyielding strength that refuses to be broken by circumstance, that carries us forward. There is an unspoken promise in our souls, a belief that no matter how heavy the burden or how long the night, the light of a new day is always waiting just beyond the horizon. This resilience is like the deep roots of an ancient tree that, though battered by the fiercest storms, remains steadfast, drawing strength from the very earth that has witnessed countless seasons of change. In the quiet battles we fight each day, the moments when doubt creeps in and the weight of the world seems unbearable, faith becomes our quiet companion. It whispers to us that every struggle is not an end in itself, but a necessary chapter in our unfolding story. It reminds us that the heart, though it may ache from past wounds, is capable of immense healing, and that every scar is a testament to a battle fought and survived. This faith is not an abstract concept. It is a living, breathing force that stirs within us, urging us to rise, to persevere, and to trust that the future holds endless possibilities, even when the present seems shrouded in despair. There is a beauty in this unshakable belief, a beauty that transcends the visible and taps into the very essence of what it means to be alive. It is found in the quiet courage of someone who, despite the odds, chooses to believe that tomorrow will be kinder than today. It is in the gentle smile of a soul that has weathered storms and still finds the strength to hope. This power of faith and resilience is not about denying the pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about acknowledging the hardship and choosing time and again to rise above it. It is a declaration that we are not defined by our failures or our scars, but by the relentless spirit that drives us to move forward, even when every step feels like a battle. In the midst of uncertainty, when the future seems an open road filled with unknowns, faith gives us the courage to take that first step. It is the quiet conviction that every moment, no matter how small, contributes to the mosaic of our lives. This belief is like a beacon in the night, a steady light that guides us through the twists and turns, illuminating the path, even when our vision is obscured by the fog of doubt. The strength of resilience is found not in a single moment of victory, but in the countless small decisions to keep moving forward, to choose hope over despair, to trust in the process of becoming. It is the quiet, persistent echo of our inner voice saying, "You are enough, you have always been enough." As you navigate the winding roads of your own existence, you may encounter times when the road seems too steep, when the obstacles appear insurmountable. In these moments, the power of belief becomes a steady anchor, grounding you in the knowledge that you are capable of weathering the storms. It is in the gentle act of holding on to that faith, even when everything around you is in turmoil, that you discover the true measure of your strength. There is a resilience in your spirit that is both tender and unyielding, a resilience that whispers that every setback is merely a prelude to a breakthrough, every challenge a lesson in disguise. With every step, you are learning that perseverance is not about brute force or the absence of fear. It is about the willingness to continue, to persist in the face of adversity, and to trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when you cannot see the full picture. This journey of faith and resilience is deeply personal, yet it is a universal language that connects all who have dared to dream. It speaks to the part of us that believes in miracles, that finds solace in the simple truth that life, in all its complexity, is a series of moments that lead us to where we are meant to be. Each time you overcome a hurdle, each time you find the strength to stand again after a fall, you are not just surviving, you are evolving. You are writing a narrative of hope and courage that is uniquely your own, a story that with every turn of the page becomes richer and more inspiring. There is a raw and honest beauty in the struggle, a beauty that is often revealed only in hindsight. When you look back on the difficult times, you see them not as moments of despair, but as the very crucible in which your true self was forged. The power of faith and resilience is inextricably linked to this process of transformation. It is a force that turns trials into triumphs, that transforms pain into wisdom, and that allows you to emerge from each challenge with a deeper understanding of who you are. In this way, every trial is not just a test, but an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to a life lived with purpose and passion. At its core, this power is about trust in the journey, in the unseen hand that guides you, and in your own capacity to endure and to grow. It is the unwavering belief that even when the winds of change are fierce and the storms are relentless, you have within you an enduring light that can never be extinguished. This light, fueled by the power of faith and resilience, is what makes every day a fresh canvas, ready to be painted with the vibrant colors of hope, determination, and the quiet certainty that the best is yet to come. And so even as you face moments of profound uncertainty, there is a gentle reassurance in knowing that your perseverance is shaping a future that is filled with promise and endless possibility.